The weird thing about, being an actress is that I've always known that I wanted to be an actress, and I have no idea why. It wasn't even as though I was really into film or there was a particular actress that inspired me or anything like that. I just always knew, and I would spend hours in front of the mirror trying to make myself cry and imagining that I was different people and putting on funny accents. It's just weird, I have no idea why. As a child actor, I got everything that I went up for, and I imagined as an adult actor that it was going to be the same, and it was very different, and it was 9 months of unemployment basically after leaving drama school, and it was really a terrifying kind of time. And then I got this call to audition for 28 Days Later, and I actually didn't know that it was for the co-lead, and I also didn't know that it was with Danny Boyle as well, so it was all a huge shock for me. And then I just thought, well, he's never going to give it to me, I haven't got enough experience. 28 Days Later changed everything for me, because what it did was opened me up to an international kind of audience, and that opened me up to Hollywood and doing more films, and so that was huge for me. 10 years later, he gave me this role as Elizabeth in Frankenstein, and Sam Mendes came to see it, and that's why he asked me to come along and audition for Skyfall. I know that they do auditions all around the world, and I just thought I was one of kind of many being brought in, until they said it was only down to 3 of us. And then I was just so excited, because at my final audition they said, well, actually, you get to become Moneypenny at the end of it, and you get to come back. I worked on Bond for 9 months and then only had 2 days off, then got on a plane to South Africa and started on Winnie. So I'm really, and I could do it that way. I could go from, doing Skyfall into Mandela and playing Winnie Mandela, but I couldn't have gone from Winnie Mandela into Skyfall. There is no way. What was really important for me about sitting down with her was that, I said, how do you want to be played? How do you want people to see you? What do you want me to do? And she said, you've been given this role, and you've been given this role because you can do it. So I trust that you've done your research and you interpret me as you see fit. And the most important thing for her was that I portrayed her truthfully. She didn't want anything hidden. She wanted a warts and all portrayal of her. And that was incredibly liberating, because then I was able to say to people, well, I know you have ideas about who Winnie is, but Winnie herself has said she entrusts me with interpreting her. I love the open to interpretation. I think personally that's easier, because you can go to your imagination and your imagination is limitless. I think it's a lot more challenging when it's somebody who is living. If you're creating a character, you could say, I want her to respond in this way, and I want her to do this and X, Y, Z, but you can't do that with when you're playing a living character, because they did X, and now your job is to understand why and how. So it requires a lot more research, a lot more thought, and a lot more time. It's much harder.